Hey, what's up, guys? Okay, so today what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and do a legitimate spin test between the Reds and the Bones Super Redz bearings and the Abec-7s that came standard on my stereo vinyl cruiser, which in fact I actually have right here. I'm actually going to do the spin test on my actual longboard here because it's a little bit easier to get everything on and off here. So what I did, I put on my longboard wheels the Abec-7 bearings, and in the middle, if you can kind of see there, I have a bearing spacer. I have speed washers on either side, and I'm going to put the nut on the end. So let's see if I can get this for you. That's kind of a bitch with this. Oh my god. Got it. Okay, sweet. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put the speed washer on there and put on the nut for you. And what I'm first gonna do, just to kind of make a point here, I'm gonna tighten this down as tight as it can possibly go. And from what I read online, if you have a spacer in the middle, you should be able to crank the nut on the end of your axle as hard as you want, and the bearing should still be able to perform if there's a spacer in the middle, which I just showed you that there was. So I'm gonna go ahead and crank this here as tight as I can possibly make it. Okay, so that's all the way down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin this for you. And this has the bearing space in the middle. I just showed it to you. So it literally does not spin. It does exactly what it does without a spacer. That's just going to be the first point I'm going to make. So other than that, I'm going to go ahead and do the spin time test for you. I'm not going to have it cranked all the way down because there's no point. So I'm actually going to loosen it up to the point where it's actually probably not very good for your wheels. Alright, sorry about that. I had to stop my video because I had to set it up. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a foot on this, just to hold it down when I'm spinning it. And this is the Abec-7s here on this wheel, like I just showed you before. And what I did is I loosened it to the point where it's like barely rideable. You can hear the looseness, and I mean, it's recommended on some websites if you're not getting what you want out of your bearings, just go ahead and do that. And obviously the bearing spacer isn't really doing what it's supposed to with these bearings. I'll show you how it works with the Bones Super Redz, but I showed you, it cranked all the way down, not very helpful. So I have it to the loosest point. This is supposed to, not the loosest point on the thing, but the loosest point recommended, and it's supposed to maximize spin speed here for these bearings. So I'm going to go ahead and reset the watch here. It's behind here. And then you'll hear the beep, you'll hear it go off. I'm going to go ahead and try and spin this as fast as I possibly can. I'm only human. You know, I can only spin it as hard as I think I can and try and do the same thing with the other one. But I'll be fair, use the same hand, do everything the same. And I'll show you the spin difference here. So you'll hear the beep, and then, yeah, I'll show you the time after. Okay, so you could hear that hissing sound, and that's kind of actually the inside of the bearing moving around on the axle, and that's why the bearing spacer is supposed to help out, so that the actual bearing itself doesn't move. It's just supposed to be this outer part with the that's supposed to move around the inside of the bearing, as opposed to the whole thing moving. That's what the hissing sound that you heard was. I got 1327 for that spin test. And again, that's as hard as I could spin it. That's pulled with, you know, only two hands and having to do all this other stuff. So 13 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and flip it over now and do the same exact thing with the Bones Super Redz. I'm going to show you cranked and uncranked. Alright, so now the Bones Super Redz on this wheel. I'm just going to go ahead and crank this all the way down to the same point that I had the other one. And this is actually going to make a point for you. what you're gonna notice is when using correct bearings and a spacer, when you crank all the way down like this, you can tell if you look on the axle here. When you spin it, and I'll spin it for you right now. I'm not going to time this though. I'm just going to go ahead and spin it for you. When you spin this thing, I mean, look at that. And this is all the way down. That's what's supposed to happen when you have a spacer in the middle. And if you'll notice, it didn't happen with the Abec-7s. I don't know if that's the quality or what. I don't know what's going on there. But that's just another point that I have to make. These bearings are clearly a little bit better. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and loosen it up to the same point I had the Abex. And demo that, and I'll time that for you to make that fair. So it's loose again. You can hear that. And I'll go ahead and time this for you. I'm going to go ahead and do the same setup I had before. I'm going to put my foot on it. And alright, I'll try and start at the same time. I'm going to try and do the same speed again, guys. I'm only human. But same strength, same speed. I'm going to go ahead and start the clock for you. And I'll show you the time after. So here we go. Sorry if you can hear my cat in the background. He's behind me. And wait till it spins all the way. And oh my god, he's going crazy. And stop. Okay. I got, if you can see the clock there, 43 seconds. You can check on the video if you really want to. But that's my point. I mean, listen. Again, same looseness that the Abec-7s were. I tried to be as fair as possible for this video here. And again, it's not that I'm biased towards the Bones Super Redz at all. I mean, these are the same exact Abec-7s that were on the stereo vinyl cruiser here for me. And yeah, I mean, the point is that these are a better quality bearing, and I just recommend getting a nicer set of bearings for your longboard. I'm not trying to tell you that Abec's crap or anything. Abec's just a classification of bearing, and clearly that these type just aren't as good as, say, a nice set of Bones, because Bones are some of the nicest ones you have out there. So hopefully the spin test is a little more fair, made things a little bit easier for you to understand. I tried to be as fair as possible, showed you all the setup, showed you everything that was in the wheel. And yeah, otherwise, if you want buyer advice, if you have any suggestions or anything else you'd like to see, go ahead and comment. Otherwise, yeah, have a nice day, and hopefully this is helpful for you. See you later.